Thank you, guys. There's been a recent trend in the Ottawa area of churches being boarded up and sold to local residents and businesses. We took a look at what happened in these former churches and also what the future may hold for current churches like this one. Check this out.
I grew up in the church, I was exposed to it and really liked how the church worked as a community. I thought in my teen years about going into the ministry, but then realized I didn't know enough about the world, and so I actually got some advice to try everything else but the church, and then if you're ready, come back. Over the years struggled with, what do I want to do with my life, and helping people, and things like philosophy always interested me, so the church was a great place to bring philosophy and ideas and helping people and making the world a better place come together. The congregation is almost 200 years old. This particular building is the 8th building they've used in their history. We were the first Methodist church in Ottawa. Sir John A. Macdonald, first Prime Minister of Canada, was a member of Dominion Methodist, and there have been a number of cabinet ministers and important politicians be a part of the congregation. A lot of the people who built Ottawa, quite literally, were part of this congregation. Churches have been in decline for about 50 years. The church used to be the center of the social life of the community. I just did a funeral for a man who was in his 90s. He met his wife here in church. And that's why he came to church, was because he knew that this was a good church and there were lots of young, smart, pretty women, and it was a good, safe place to meet. And as the social roles have changed, there's less of a role for the church to play in the larger society.
My name is Melissa Reeves. I'm Director of Sales and Marketing for Modbox Developments. We have some big plans for this building. So it's the former St. Charles Church. It was deconsecrated in 2013. We purchased it in 2014, and our plans are to turn the inside of this church into a marketplace and restaurant, and along the outside to build 58 condo units.
I'm not religious, I'm not Anglican, but churches have served a lot of uses beyond just the worship space. So when the building was put on the market, we formed something called a Save the Saints Community Working Group to look at the kinds of uses that people wanted to see in this space.
It was for sale. I mean, a building like this doesn't come for sale that often. It's fairly unique. When I saw this, I mean, it was definitely an impulse buy because I knew that I was going to sink a shit ton of money into it and not necessarily get it back. And I mean, you are part of something, right? Like, this building is always going to be known within the community. You might have, like, a couple of houses down the road that within 50 years they're going to get demolished and torn down and something else will be built. Nobody's tearing this down anytime soon. I realized the history of it. I mean, a lot of people had a lot of pain and a lot of joy in here. I mean, there were obviously weddings and then funeral services. So that's something that you have to understand, and
Well, we knew that St. Charles Church had an important place in the community because it had always been, for over 100 years, a gathering place, an important gathering place for all of these communities. And we just wanted to continue that, and just with new life and in a new way.
If you just took this building and it was, I mean, all it is the stones and the windows and the walls. I mean, you have a beautiful building, but you don't really have the spirit that's in it. And that doesn't have to be a religious spirit, it can be a community spirit.
Our church building seats 900 people. It's very expensive to keep up. We have about 200 members, about 90 people on a Sunday, but that's not enough to pay all the bills. And so we're having to look at what our options are, because you can't sort of run deficits forever. Like I said, this is building number 8. What's number 9? Who knows? Or is there a way to partner with somebody that who could take over the building, use it for other purposes, and give us, a corner to sort of continue on in?